Good morning everyone, welcome to the studio. Today we're going to talk all about a brilliant little magic trick I call quartet. I first had this idea 4 or 5 years ago. I'm trying to think where I lived. Yeah, I remember showing Bob Swaddling it, and I never released it because there was always a problem. And I'm going to show you the problem when I do the explanation. But we've overcome the problem. It's now super good. It's really visual. If you like the visual stuff, you're going to really like this. It's called quartet. Let's go. As you know, a couple of years ago, I stopped doing the thing where you're kind of on your side and on a funny angle. So I'm just going to show you what quartet should look like. You will get a little wallet like this. And in here, I have 2 kings. It doesn't matter what the cards are, but I've got a king of diamonds and I've got a king of spades. Just like that. Well, you don't have to remember the kings. You just have to remember I've got 1 red back and 1 blue back card. That's all I have. I'm going to fold them into quarters, hence the name quartet, just like that. 1 red, 1 blue. You're going to add nothing. You're going to take nothing away. If I pick both these cards up, put them behind my back, give them a mix, and ask you to guess where the red one is, where the blue one is, you might get that right. But it would be a guess. You know why it's a guess? You can't see them, of course, it's a guess. But really, there is 1 red and 1 blue. Now, I could make this easier for you by showing you, for instance, the blue one, by showing you the blue, just here. Then you'd know exactly what was over here, right? I did mention this is a magic trick. Here's the red, and here is the blue. Now, I could have done it the other way around. I could have took the red one, and the red one would turn blue, and the red would be over here. People often say to me, Mark, how does it work? I'm not really allowed to tell you. But what actually happens is, anytime this blue card comes near your hand, it just turns red. And then the blue one is over here. You may have noticed there's one thing I never ever do. I never show you both of them. I can't actually show you the blue one and the red one. I can't do that, because then you'd know exactly where they were. Of course, I could use a little magic. Watch the red, watch the blue, slow motion as they change places. Now they completely change. You take nothing away. I have 1 blue king, 1 red king, and that is quartet. Here's exactly what you've received. Obviously, you've got a link or a QR code, because the good-looking guy is on the screen. Yeah. Okay, not, but you know what I mean. You have got a little black wallet, just like that. When you open it, you will have a king and some thread. We'll talk about the elastic in a second. Obviously, you've found the QR code and the thing, because it's me, and you will have another king. Now, at the moment, they're all kings, but I might sew some of these in jacks and queens, and so don't worry about that. The main thing is it's about the backs. It's not about the faces anyway. It's about the backs. As many of you know, like any of my elastic tricks, I don't normally give you thread because it's just sewing elastic. I tell you on camera where to buy it. It's just regular everyday sewing elastic. Now, this is not quite the same. It's 100% lycra, and it's very thin, and it's very stretchy, okay? And the reason for that is I first thought of this trick 5 years ago probably. And every time I tied the loop, which I'm also going to teach you today, and I know I don't normally, but I am, they just break. Because the smaller this is with sewing elastic, the more problems you will have. With this lycra, you get a little bit more stretch. Well, I'm exaggerating. You actually get a lot more. You get over double. Each of these, what you've received, have got a corner that moves, and under it, it's printed different. I've got 3 sections blue and a section red. The section red is printed smaller. That means that this covers the entire thing, okay? And the red one is exactly the same. It's 3 red, 1 blue, and 1 sewn piece, all right? That's exactly what you've received. You don't need this for now. This is just for you. Little $10 bonus there. That's just for you. And I'm going to show you how to use it in case you want to apply it to anything else, or if you want to rethread. Sometimes I rethread stuff that's not even broken. If you do something 40, 50, 60, 70 times, you might just want to rethread it. So that's exactly what you've received. We're now going to show you exactly how to use it. Here we go with the handling. First thing, I put my kings in face up. There is a reason. That little piece there can move, can't it? So if you drag this out face down, you could just flash, all right? Plus, I always like to say, because they don't know what's going to happen, have you ever seen my famous 2-card trick? And I show them the 2 cards. I'll give you a little tip as well. I haven't done it on this one, but you might want to cut a little V out of the plastic here and here, or make a little half circle so that you're not fishing. So at that point, I say, have you ever seen my famous 2-card trick? That's 1 and that's 2. And I put this away to one side or wherever. I say, actually, it's nothing to do with the cards. All you need to know is I've got a red back and a blue back. I've got nothing else. And at that, I flip them. My gimmick moving piece is at the top right corner on my side. Top right corner, my side. I now fold this. Here's how I fold it. I squeeze this together and I put this down, and the moving piece is on my side. The border is to the left, my left. Squeeze up and down. So if I turn them, they're the gimmicks, guys. Now, it wouldn't be bad if someone was behind you. It's got no flash. All sides are covered, but that's where I'm at up to there. I then say, if I pick up both of these and put them behind my back, I flatten them, and I'm not going to put them behind my back. I'm going to do everything in front. I turn this one half a turn. That's it. There's no other move. And I say, if I mix them, I normally do nothing. I just move my arms and bring them out. You'd have to guess where they were. The reason it's a guess, you can't see them. Of course. Don't mind if you drop them, you can still always, that actually happens. I can still tell that's the moving piece, look. I now put them together with the moving piece at the front, away from me on both. And I put them in my hand. I'll give you a great tip that I've been doing a while now. I do put them in my hand, but I put them in this little thumb clip here. And now I just reach in and I take whatever one is away from me. This one, it's red. Now it's always easy because if you're taking the red, you know you've to call blue. And if you're taking the blue, you know you've to call red. It's always the same. So as I see the red one come out, I say, if I take there's the red one, the blue card, and look what I've done. I'm going to expose all this. All I've done is slide this across and down. I hope we're getting a really good shot of that. This is important. Across and don't go mad. You're not pulling it over here. You're just pulling it about that much. But that much looks amazing display. I have to think where I am on this side now, because I'm here. Now, as you rotate your hand down, you're just going to let go. The blue one will go to red. Now, what I like to do is I like to say, if I let you see the blue one, you'd know what was here, and I move this hand forward. And as I do that, I let go here. I said, did I mention it's a magic trick? And then I look here. I can't tell you how good the reaction is for laymen. They look and they go, no. I said, no, the blue one's over here. Now, I put them the same, but I put the red one now at the back. I say, you're probably thinking what would have happened if I would have took the red one. Again, it's the same move. Yeah? You're probably wondering what would have happened if I would have taken the red one. Well, it would have changed places with the blue one. And I freeze there. I put them back in the hand, and I take, you're always taking the one near your hand. And just try to get used to opening it as it's coming out. Let's freeze everything there. That's what's really happening. That's a great shot. Because you don't want to be opening it when you're already out, because obviously you'd be flashing. I'm going to show you how this works. I shouldn't, but I will. Anytime this blue one comes near your hand and all you're going to do is let go, that's a great change. Touch here and let go. Anytime this blue one comes near your hand, it just becomes red. It changes places with the blue one. I put them back exactly the same again, and then I stop. Now remember, they're both gimmicks. I can do like a double. It's so good. I say the one thing I never do is let you see both of them. I can't do that. You know, I'm just a magic guy. And at that point, I open up one gimmick and I push up the other gimmick. They're both open now. Here. I say, I can't do that because you'd know exactly where the red one was and you'd know exactly where the blue one was. And maybe we could do a little magic, slow motion. All I do is I come straight down and I let go. I'm trying to show you where they're at. I just come straight down and I let go. I hope that change looks as good on the camera as it does when I do this for laymen, because it is beautiful change. I immediately let that drop and I let that drop. I say that's a trick with just one red back king. Doesn't matter how it falls, one blue back king, and I like to call it quartet. I thought long and hard about this little chapter, because usually, you all know me, you've all bought from me, I've got 7 or 8 tricks that use elastic thread, and I never give you any thread, and I never teach you how it's done. But I decided, because this thread is different, you can't just buy this at Joann's Fabrics or go to the store. It's a different type of thread. I decided to show you how it's threaded, and a bit of peace of mind, really. I'm not saying something can't break. It'd be stupid. What normally happens is the knot comes undone. It'd be nice to know that you could rethread it. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Now, it's kind of exactly, I normally have a big magnifying glass. I'm getting old, you know, my eyes are going a bit. I've got 15 lights on me here, no pressure. But I'm going to do my best to actually show you how I do this and how I get the tension right. And you might not be able to do it exactly like I do, but you'll be able to do something similar. This is not broken. I've no intention of it breaking. I've just demmed it. I've done it 15 times. It's absolutely perfect. But guess what? I'm going to break it. I'm actually going to snap the thread. And I've just broken it. I had to pull that quite hard and I've bent the card a little bit. If this has happened to you, you've got that. And the nice thing you've got is this with the holes in the right places. Now, I'm telling you the truth. It's super bright in here, all right? But you could either just pin that there and put the needle through and round, or you could do what I do. I have 4 magnets. They're very thin. They do 2 things. They hold this in place and they give me the exact spacing for tension. That's a bit of a trade secret. I don't ever tell anybody that. I also usually have another mat underneath, another magnet under this mat. Before I do that, let me talk about the thread. Any needle, about 8 to 10 inches, and it's doubled. Now, I know we're on camera and seeing thread's not easy, but it's doubled over. It's not a single. This is very thin thread, all right? Very, very fine thread. And I'm just going to put that there for a second. Now, you could just thread it from here and then put a bit of weight here, or your wife's finger or your boyfriend's finger, and hold it. But here's how I do it. I've got a magnet underneath here. I put one underneath and one on top. So it's hanging on the white border. On purpose, it's high. I've got another pair, and these are hang, I don't know if that's the right word, this side of the piece. All right? They're on purpose, not in the middle. I know you're tempted to put, but you need something for the tension. Now, I'm not sure if this is lined up or not, but the needle goes, oh, that's tiny. It goes in. Let me stop. You would think this is going to be 2 loops. It's not. It's one continuous loop, in, out, and tied. That means the thread really is that long. It's not a tiny little loop with tension. So I'm going to go in here. I hope we're getting a shot of that at home. I'm going to come out and in here. The holes are already in, aren't they? I've done this for you. You're not lining anything up. I'm going to come in here, if I can see the little hole, and out at the very bottom one. Where's that one? That one is small. Right there? Yeah. And out. And I'm going to grab everything. Now, you can ask someone to put the finger on here. You can put a weight on here. But I've got a little magnet under here. And there's something very important I want to show you. I hope we can see this at home. This thread is on top of this magnet. This magnet is 1 millimeter. I know I'm getting technical now. And then, when I tie this onto here, that's on there 1 millimeter. Because the magnet's 1 millimeter thick. You could fold a card and do it. You can put 2 pieces of playing card. You can put anything under there as long as there's a gap, is what I'm trying to do. You can't tie tension. It's almost impossible. You're talking to a guy who's tied more things than probably anybody on earth. But if you put a knot in here onto that magnet, so it's touching the magnet, then you put your double locking knot, I went round twice, like so. That now has the perfect tension. When you take these magnets out, just going to break this. When you take these magnets out, that tension in there is perfect. If you tied it to the card, it's too tight. It's really important. I mean, I know it sounds like a nothing thing, but it's really, I mean, look at that. It's absolutely perfect. It's going to work. Look at, I mean, it's a beautiful change, isn't it? That's how I tie them. If you just want a friend to put the finger on the card, it's fine, all right? But I have to do all this by myself in my office, and that's how I do them. I use little spacers that create the perfect amount of tension on the one loop. I hope that helps a bit. That's how I tie elastic thread. I hope you enjoyed the trick. Please don't be put off because it's a simple, easy, I mean, it really is. It's very visual. That moment of magic, that little bounce, you know I love the bounce where they look here and something happens here. You've got it built in here. Just to go over a couple of things and a couple of extra things, put the cards in face up, okay? Because as I said, if you pull this out face down, you could technically do that and flash. So I always have them in face up, important. Make a couple of little slits here or a half circle so it's nice and clean. You don't want to be fiddling and stuff. It always looks poor. People do the greatest magic I've ever seen and then they're fiddling with something. Try and make your magic look nice and clean and crisp. When they're folded and they're in your hand, let me get to the right position, guys. You are taking the one near your hand with your right hand, but you want to be opening this here. You don't want to be getting separate and then starting to open because you could flash. Okay, let me get them right way round. That's it, I've got them now. So I'm opening now. I'm physically opening the gimmick now as I do that. Now on the double opener, one's going one way and one's going the other. So that is now open, but this one isn't. And all you're going to do with that one is push the back piece up. And it's like you're just pushing it up to your fingertips. And then you get that beautiful little revolving change, all right? So that's important. I'm opening it now. It's already open, as I'm saying. If you took the red one, okay, I'm doing it there. I'm not separate as I'm opening them, otherwise you're going to flash. Windows, I have a window. I always have had. There's nothing you can do. Some people just have little gaps in, but just be aware if you've got a little gap, try and keep your fingers nice and tight. I mean, I have a window in this hand here. I always have had a flash if I'm not careful. So I just squeeze down a little bit. So windows are important. Just squeeze down as you do the change and you'll always have a fantastic, in the hand, anywhere, anytime, nothing to carry, colour changing card. I hope you love it.